Hello?
How long were you going to be back from
Texas?
Texas?
Texas? Yo, what is up, ladies and gentlemen? How are you doing? I hope you're doing just fine. Ladies and gentlemen, we're back with another series. This series will contain the most obnoxious and scariest calls that the 911 ever got in their whole system ever.
How long were you going to be back from Texas?
So before we get started, ladies and gentlemen, don't forget to hit that like button and that subscribe button and turn on the post of the notifications. Get yourself a little drink and a little snack and let's get right into it. Look, before we begin, we need to... Alright, let's go. So let's get into our first call. Ladies and gentlemen, this second call, so we are about to agree that the best invention in the whole world we all agree on is the phone. iPhone, Samsung's Redmi. This invention made our life so easy and so we can and تطورنا. You know you're watching me on that phone, you gotta subscribe. But all the good sides always have a bad side. So today, ladies and gentlemen, in this next call, we're about to hear the most annoying, mysterious call just from this thing right here. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this phone call, it scared the humanity in the whole world. But not just for two seconds or 2 weeks or 2 months. It scared it for over 25 years exact, 31 years of scariness in the world. Ladies and gentlemen, today in this call, we're about to talk about a person or a thing that uses a phone. And imagine with me, ladies and gentlemen, this thing or this guy calls you over and over again and tells you something and who is this guy? And you realize that this thing or this one knows something about you that nobody knows. Ladies and gentlemen, in this call we have 4 phone calls in the same call that will terrify you. So before we get started again, subscribe because I've been working my ass off on this video. Ladies and gentlemen, these 4 calls are متجهة and one person. This person name is Gary Sudberg. And this Gary Sudberg, works at the US Air Forces. In 8th of February 1993, so our friend Gary here just finished his work and so our friend Gary here, he works at the state of Texas. He just finished his work, you know, مروق كل شيء أمور زي العسل. So this guy, you know, you know why I'm surprising my family with a visit and I'm not gonna tell him in New York. So this guy طق a flight ticket, New York الوجهة الثانية. And get me this, ladies and gentlemen, he didn't tell anyone that he's going to New York and to surprise his family. So when you work at US Force, you have a lot of work. So your family won't be expecting you in any time because you have a lot of work. But Gary had other plans. Just, ladies, he didn't tell anyone. Just focus, please. Because this information is gonna help us figure out what's going on in this story. So our friend Gary here just got his, you know, flight date, and he's gone to, you know, where he's going to. يجي على بيتي مثلا. شغل لي مخك عزيزي المشاهد. He's going to the airport, and he sat down waiting for the flight to come back so they can go again. And a mysterious little guy with those, you know, those hoodie guys, he sat next to him. Habib, which state are you going to? And Gary so Gary is a US Air Force, so he has a brain and thinks a lot. I mean, he doesn't know the guy. Why should he tell him the state that he's going to? So, نظرة كده. And he got off. So Gary let that guy behind him. He got to his flight. He sat down the chair. And then a little moments passed by before the takeoff, and then out of nowhere, a guy sits next to him and asks him, "What is your name and which state are you going to? Gary in his mind is like, "دخلك يا حبيبي, go away, I don't need you. Who are you, by the way? I mean, bruv, you're literally in the same flight where he's gonna stop you at Arizona and then the other was gonna throw him on New York. So, this guy was annoying to Gary, and Gary seemed a little impatient, so he called the flight attendant. He told her that this guy is bothering me, so she took him to another seat, and Gary got the 2 seats, all for him. And eventually Gary got to his families, and then, oh my god, Gary, holy shit, Gary, how did you... surprise, guys! Yeah. And everything was good, the family, the talking, the giggling and all, everything was good until at the same day, تحديدا, in New York at 10 p.m. Gary was sitting, sitting in the living room, tea and all, and then Gary hears this voice. And he hears the phone and then gets up, as any human in this whole world will do, gets the phone, picks up the phone. Hello, who's with me?
Yeah. Do you want to speak to him?
Is Gary's son drinking there?
Yeah, who's this, Steven? Are you playing games with me or what? Huh? Steven, if you're playing games, I'm going to kick your...
So how long are you going to be back from Texas?
Huh?
You're being impersonated by the other voice.
Yeah, this is you, Steven, you idiot.
As you saw, guys, that was freaking weird. He's just saying weird shit and telling him you're being impersonated by the other voice and how long are you going to be back from Texas. And the voice was a little scary too. I mean, even the objective of this guy, when he calls you don't know what is the objective he wants from you. Like, who says you're being impersonated by the other voice? He's saying, Steven, is this you, Steven? You say, you fucking idiot, that's you, right? Yeah, you, Steven. But the caller doesn't answer. He says, I'm not Steven. He keeps asking the same questions. How long are you going to be back from Texas? You're being the person. Fuck no. So guys, if you don't know who Steven is Gary's little brother. So yeah, معلومة على السريع. The first call, ladies and gentlemen, lasted 3 minutes and 40 seconds. All this timing, the same words keep repeating itself. How long are you going to be back from Texas? You know what I'm saying? All that shit. Until Gary decided, قفلت معاه, and then he decided to say this.
Yeah, what is your question? I'll answer it.
So how long are you going to be back from Texas?
How long?
You're being impersonated by the other voice.
Right. When am I coming back? Is that your question? You want to know when I'm coming back to Texas? Oh, is that your question?
So how long are you going to be back from Texas?
How long am I going to be back from Texas? That question doesn't make any sense.
By the other voice.
Okay. I'll be coming back eventually. I can't tell you when. You should know that question, the answer to the questions, because you seem to know more about me than I do.
Oh, Gary قفلت معاه من جد. He said, how about you answer that question because you seem to know more about me than I do. So he شغل المخ. Let's get to the second call that lasted between these 2 calls 1 specific hour. Just say this again and I'm gonna say it again. No one knows about Gary and what he's going to do and what he's doing at all and where he is right now. So nobody knows at all besides his family because he's with them. This thing or this one guy knows where Gary is and knows where Gary works and knows all about him. He knows that he's staying there for a period of time, so he's not going to just stay forever there. Like, it's almost like he's watching him. What gets more scarier and scarier is what the thing told Gary in the second call.
Yes, speaking. Yes. Could I answer any questions for you?
Texas?
Not back yet, no.
La ilaha illallah. La ilaha illallah. What do you want from Texas, dude? Just leave Texas alone. All respect from Texas people. You realize, ladies and gentlemen, that the sound from the two calls, like the first one, like غليظ, but the second one مخفف, you know what I'm saying? It was a little bit cooled down. Let's make a little مقارنة. Okay?
So how long are you going to be back from Texas?
Do you realize there isn't much of a difference, but it was a little twitch in the voice. Then you're gonna realize this is just somebody fucking with Gary, who cares? But ladies and gentlemen, we're talking about 1993. 1993. That doesn't even know what technology that we live in right now. Like, how can a man do all that? So we're talking about the process. The process, I mean, it's not impossible, but the process in 1993 is like very, very hard from this first call, and then in an hour you do another voice. You know what I'm saying, right? And هذا الإثبات that the thing that called Gary is a thing that exists.
Be back. Excuse me? I can't hear too well. Yeah, there's a full moon out. That's true. Could you identify yourself?
What the fuck is he saying now? In the second call, he's to go outside, look at the sky. موية نقط. Bro, in the thing that he said, look, it's a full moon, and the only truth is that night it was a full moon. So this guy, where is this guy? Where is he? Is he with him? Is he in the sky too? Where is he? This very time, Gary doesn't know what called him, who called him, and where he is, and what it is. And how did he know that the number of the house of his family, and how did he know that he's coming from Texas to New York? How لخبطة, the old لخبطة. In the second call, ladies and gentlemen, ended with the same questions over and over again, outside and that. And the third call again came after 8 minutes. The third call, the same thing again. How long are you going to be back from Texas? When are you coming back? Just go outside and look at the sky. It's a full moon and I'm swarming. And the call continues like that until the guy hangs up. But the final call was the final thing that Gary ever talked with that guy. Ladies and gentlemen, the fourth call happened the second day in 9th February 1993.
Yes, that is me.
What is he talking about? Dude, just stay on your planet. Please. I'm sorry. Where are you coming from? What do you mean this planet? We come to this planet, we'll be together. حبيبي ما حد عزمك.
Say that again?
This planet.
Leave?
As me, as y'all, as Gary, we're still all confused. What do you mean, come to the planet? What was that sound? Did y'all hear that? It's where is this? Where is this thing? What is that a spaceship? Ah, now we gotta, put all the points on the letters. We hear a sound in the thing tells Gary that we're coming to visit Timeni and be together. Is this an alien?
I have to think about that.
But Gary, bruh, Gary, you gotta chill down, bruh. He said, I gotta think about it. He just says the same words over and over again. He doesn't just some bullshit about coming to Gary. The call continues as I said, and then, he said, government interference, beware, and the sun will come out min taraf the black moon.
Government interference? Please explain what type of interference. Okay.
Visitations to be disrupted by them. Sun will rise from dark side of.
So, and then the call ends. And Gary sat with himself and was like, what is going on? They're coming to us, and then ضربت في باله. Wait a moment. How do aliens, if these are aliens, how do they know how to speak English? The first point that we need to think of. Should I seen A B C D E F G H I J the song? So the Gary just said like in his mind that this is the guy fucking with me, pranking me. But نفترض, I mean, how does this guy know all about these things that he knows? Dude, I literally told you in the beginning of the episode or the video that nobody knows where Gary's doing and what he's going to do. شغلي مخك. And how did he do that? How did he change his voice in 1993? And how did he know that he works at the US Air Forces? And how does he know that he works at Texas and his family's at New York? And how does he know all of this stuff, man? I don't know what goes on, ladies and gentlemen. I am as surprised as you. But ladies and gentlemen, let me know in the comments down section, what do you think about this call and all of this? So thank you guys for watching. See you at the next one. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I love you all. Your boy out.